Hey guys, and welcome back to Devil Dagger. Looks like a new colony has been discovered. This colony being Rock Dirt, which is a mining colony, which is actually good news for us. That actually means that we might be able to get to bronze armor a little bit earlier, because a mining colony actually provides ore as a specialty item. And like I said in the previous episode, they accept food with improved prices over the merchant city-state colony. In between episodes, I also noticed that our ambassador from the Tormented Land apparently left, so we didn't get that mattress created in time, unfortunately. But what this does mean is that we can get the ambassador from Rock Dirt to come and use this little humble abode. And they're only 15 hours away, further away than the Tormented Land, so that's good news. All of our furniture has finally been moved to our bedrooms, so our gnomes should be assigning themselves. Looks like, well, Chase, here's your room, bud. There, and Kiran's is right across the hall from you, so the two subscribers that actually commented and requested that they be in the colony live right across the hall from one another. Hope you guys are, good neighbors to one another. Don't have any loud noises or music playing late at night. We went ahead and moved the dirt stockpile. Everything's over there now, which is nice because we have our farm. The goblins, I'm not really sure what's going on with them. They were kind of hanging out around the goblin tunnel that was constructed, and they just disappeared over the course of the night. There was one that was wandering over here, and then night fell, so I couldn't see him anymore. So I'm not really sure what happened with that, but that does raise a point that I want to add a few torches just around the fort on the outside to give us a little bit more light to know what's going on at nighttime, because unfortunately we can't see at nighttime without any torches. So we're just gonna scatter a few of these around the fort just to know what's going on, because it's nice to know if there's somebody that's going to be attacking at nighttime. Much nicer to know ahead of time if somebody's going to be attacking your kingdom than to know right at the last second when they approach your front gate and all your soldiers are sleeping and you don't have any time whatsoever to raise the alarm and get everybody going towards the front gate. Let's see here. What other work needs to be done? The mine has already been outfitted down there. That's good. Looks like everybody just came off duty at the training grounds, so that's good. How are we doing on bandages? Still got enough bandages, that's good. And what are we waiting on for that mattress? We have enough bolts, we have enough string, so they're just waiting on straw. So let's go ahead and tell them to forage this straw, because I'm guessing what happened is they harvested the straw and then immediately took it over to the yaks, which is a good thing and it's a bad thing, because the yaks need the straw, obviously, to live, but I need that mattress built so that I can... There we go. And now that we have that, we can actually tell the ambassador from Rock Dirt to come on over. We will deconstruct this bed, and we'll tell them to build a 4-poster bed. So use whatever we got. Go ahead and do that. As soon as you get that done, we'll be ready to go and install the new bed. Awesome. Let's actually check on the quality of that bed. It's an orange wood bed. It looks like it's just a normal orange wood bed. It's worth of 71. But that should be enough to raise this value to over 600. Because right now it's sitting at 560, so that 71 should raise it over that 600 threshold. and the ambassador should be happy for a little bit longer. As long as we don't keep raising our kingdom worth like crazy. Unfortunately, until we start getting some armor, I'd like to keep the rest of the kingdom worth up until 32,000, strictly based on armor and weapons, because at that point, that means we're starting to get a lot more well-equipped. And as you can see at nighttime, those torches really do help to light the place up. We can see almost completely around the entire kingdom. There's a few dark spots in between, but if something's moving towards us, we should be able to catch it at some point prior to it banging on our front door. So let's see. As soon as the ambassador gets here, we'll probably have a merchant right behind him in a day or two. But for the most part, things seem to be moving along relatively nicely. We're gonna keep this dormitory right here, even though it could be better suited as a hospital, just for the simple fact that until we start getting into some major conflicts, we're probably not gonna have need for a hospital. What is this? Oh, it's a workbench. Okay. And we got some more food being made over there, which is always nice. Keeping 10 loaves of bread on hand at all times. It might be a good idea to start moving some of these groves around how we want them to be set up. Like I said, I would like this area back here to be the stable, or where our animals could go if we wanted them to. The animals might not actually use it. It'll probably be just a completely aesthetic thing, but I do like to think that our animals would be able to use it if they wanted to. Let's see, we got grapes, we got strawberries, and we have cotton. So we're pretty much gonna have cotton here, grapes here, and strawberries over here somewhere. But for right now, it's probably a good idea not to set those up, because that'll send our kingdom worth skyrocketing if we start keeping a large sum of food, not to mention the mants that'll come with it, and it'll just be a nightmare. And a merchant from the Tormented Land has arrived. Alright, well, this is going to be the last time that a merchant does arrive, so might as well take advantage of it. Let's see what you have to offer. Oh, you have some tin ore. We're going to need to take all that, if we can. Let's see here. Do we have anything? We have some chisels. No, unfortunately, we just don't have very much to offer. Which is really a pain. It really is. We got some strawberry seeds that we could throw in there. And you know what? I think we'll take 100 worth. Because 132 strawberry seeds right now is just ridiculous. We don't need that much. I really wish we had some more logs. That would help in getting everything set up. Don't have any food to trade either. We have some clippings that we could trade. Let's go ahead and cut that roughly in half. So we'll get 30 out of that. And there's just not much for other than that to trade. We could trade these weapons here, which I know I said that I wanted to use them for training, but there's no point. It only gives us 9 more. Alright, so let's try and find 10 more just so we can get a nice even number. We can trade this orangewood chair, which is worth 4. Nothing in the grand scheme of things. Trade that, and we'll trade a marble chisel as well, just to get a nice round number. And let's see, 7, so that would be 18 that we need to take back. And we'll go ahead and trade that. Probably not going to be getting anything else out of it, but what are you gonna do? Alright. Got things moving. I would really like for the goblins to actually attack, because that might, give us somebody to actually fight and some bones to create some statuettes with. it just looks like right now we're not going to be getting that. So in the meantime, we'll go ahead and start setting up these groves. I'm not particularly sure how I want the groves to be set up, honestly. We got 36 there and 32 there, so that would give us a, 68? If we combine the two, which, you know, I'm not completely against. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So we'll remove that and then set up the grove for orange wood to include where the pine trees currently are, and that just means that they'll come and fell these, which is perfectly okay. I don't really care right now, but we're gonna leave it to where they're still felling the trees because we don't want our food stocks to get too crazy on us. We'll also have this two connected, but I think I'm gonna have a path in between them. So we need to remove those and those. Replace the floor underneath them if we can. Not sure if it'll actually let us. No, it won't. Alright, so we'll go ahead and set up the grove anyway to give us a nice little apple orchard. There we go. And using our little trick to... Oh, well, it's not letting us. Well, that's annoying. Alright, let's fell these trees then. And they won't even let me fell the tree. Well, that's annoying. Alright, so well, for right now, we'll leave the apple orchard being right there. And then we'll come back to that, because we are going to include this whole area here. And then we need to move on to the birch and pine trees, which there's some birch trees already here. I'm actually kind of a big fan of having trees grow when they're birch and pine in a more realistic fashion, and a way to do that is to actually set up a guard area in the open spaces in between them. And then what you do is you set it up in the same manner as you do a stockpile using this trick. And what it does is it creates a more realistic grove, in my opinion, because yes, a tree farm can grow in rows, and I understand that, but to me it makes it look much better when the trees don't follow a particular path, and they can grow a little bit more naturally, honestly. And so the apple orchard and the orange orchard, yes, they'll be farmed like a regular orchard. But as for the rest of it, we're going to keep the pine trees and the birch trees completely separate. They're going to grow a little bit more naturally for us. And like I said, if you'd like to copy this trick, it's pretty easy to follow. You just have to set up a guard area in between it, and then after you're done setting everything up, you just go to the guard area and remove it. The only bad thing is when you have areas where the trees aren't fully, or there's no way to get to the pine tree that's right here. So we're just gonna go ahead and set that up to be a birch tree as well. But it looks like everything else is set up, so you just remove this designation and now you have a more suitable grove, basically. Got 68 orange trees, which frankly, the smell of oranges is almost intoxicating to me. I love the smell of citrus. So I'm pretty happy with that grove size. And then we'll have a few more apple trees over here. And we're gonna replace this floor over here with some engraved stones just to kind of create a path. And unfortunately, we can't do it for the rest of it, so we'll just have to wait for that. We can, however, tell them to fell this tree because it's fully grown. And they'll go ahead and start clipping and everything else for all these trees because they are fully grown and ready to go. But it does give us a nice boundary for our farm so that things don't get out of hand in terms of how much food we're producing. If need be, we can scale this back a little bit and move the grove over here. And we'll just have to get a little artistic with our designations. But for right now, I think it looks really nice and natural. A little bit of plant-heavy episode, but hey, that's how some of these things go, unfortunately. And yeah, our stocks are just looking meager at the moment, which is very unfortunate because we don't have anything to trade with this very last merchant that's going to be coming from the Tormented Land for a little while. At least until we start setting up the official ambassador's quarters, which I think I'm going to have them elevated. Possibly even in this upper level here, just kind of overlooking the rest of the kingdom. Almost like nobles, I guess you could compare it to. What I would like to do is connect this section here with this section here, and we're going to just create a 1x1 or a 1 tile wide hallway. And the reason for that is, like I said, the nobles are probably going to be perched up here. I may take it up one more level. I haven't completely decided on that yet, but for right now, it seems like a pretty suitable thing. We'll probably have some doors right here and have some kind of stockpile in this area. Haven't made that decision just yet. We're not going to be paving the hallways of the bedrooms just because of our kingdom worth. We don't want it to start escalating uncontrollably. Because with this amount of logs, this is actually going to generate a decent worth to our kingdom. I really wish we could get some more yaks. I have kept it to where we only have 4 yaks for right now, but that's mainly because we don't have the wheat farm completely set up. We're still waiting on some seeds. We can, however, select these and tell them to go ahead and harvest that. That way it just looks like grass after it's done. There's a few spots that still have to grow, but they're almost there. But I think that's going to do it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to join the colony when the next Nomad wave shows up, which should be in the summer, drop a comment down below. I'll be happy to add you. The more the merrier, in my opinion. If you have any advice for me, please leave a comment. Any suggestions whatsoever. If you think I should include some mods, give me your opinion and give me a link to the mod, and I'll be happy to take a look at it and see if it'll serve a purpose in our kingdom. But from everybody here in Devil Dagger, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you in the next. Y'all have a great one.